we certainly are so appreciative. So as we were thinking about what we could share today, Greg and I was talking about leadership, and then before we get into that, yeah, you guys know me by now. Where's Stephen? Stephen, I see you. Yeah. You're gonna see in a minute why, but I see you. I'll tell you when you see it. Oh, you see it now. 6 kids. Except I have all girls. Yes. He gets it, everybody. And 2 granddaughters. And a female dog. Yeah, so this is actually Greg and I and our daughters, and Son of Love and Dog. This year we celebrated 30 years of marriage. So Greg and I, we never had a wedding, so we did a ceremony at our home. And speaking of home, this is what I felt like the Lord was leading me to share, just some of our testimony as it pertains to home and not cover leadership, right? And so I believe that it will inspire you all today to continue to dream big, but also save your money. So this was our start. Dixon's how you remember that home, right? Y'all remember that home? 1997. This was our first home. 3 children we had. Well, it was three children we brought home from the hospital in this home. Is this right? 3 kids saw this house. Yes. 3 bedroom, 2 bath, guys. This was in Wendell, North Carolina. All right. 1997. Yeah. Go back to the 19. Yeah, and this is actually the home that we were in when I said yes to network marketing. When I said yes to this industry. That was 1997. I didn't know that I was going across town and that I would come home with that box. You know, back then, your sponsors, they had the boxes, right? Who all remember that? The boxes, and Greg is like, what is this? And I'm like, I don't know, but I used a credit card, it was like $300 and some dollars. And I said, what? And he's thinking like, what is going on? But anyway, this was back in 1997. And then the next home is a home, where we moved to once we had generated our first 6 figures in the industry. And this home that you see right here was a home that Greg and I had planned to, we were renting this home actually, and we were planning on buying the home. But the business that we were in at that time, the rug slipped out from us. And a year after moving into this home, maybe about 15 months after moving into this home, that was the time, for some of you who have heard our story, but we ended up on food stamps. And we had to move into a small, condo, townhome. 4 children were sleeping in one room, and 3 children were sleeping in another room, and the rooms was like that big. And we had our niece that we were taking care of at that time, right? And so we ended up going to a company, health and wellness company, and Greg and I made a decision that when we started making our money again, that we would tangibly be able to touch or feel right, we would save our money. Yeah, we had to make a decision, guys, because one of the things we do is we're very observant. And we notice that this is an industry that can tremendously bless you. But you got to have the dominoes in order. Partnerco is one of those companies that everything is in order. All right, and I cannot stand on the highest mountain enough to preach that. Everything is in order, and this is why we're here like we are right now today. So
step back, right? But in that time frame, guys, I made myself a promise. I said, God, not if, but when you restore us, first of all, I'm not gonna stop this job until we're able to purchase the home cash. Mm-hmm. And I made that promise. That was between me and God. They didn't have nothing to do with that conversation at that time. That was a conversation between me and God.
And then this home that you see right here was the first home that we purchased cash. It was 2015. We were able to purchase this home cash, but the money that we made with that business at the time, which of course was in network marketing, we saved it. And we remember the morning that we went to close on the house, there was $1 million in the bank.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
I will add this. It's hard sitting at a desk at a job and we make no income claims, but sitting at a desk at a job with $40,000 going to your account every week.
Yes.
That's hard, but I made a promise to God.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So then we continue to build, and now we're walking, we're sharing, we're talking to people about their freedom, and then we felt like the Lord was like, step out on faith again. Step out on faith again. And so we stepped out on faith again. And then the next home was this home we were able to purchase. Now, this picture that you see on the screen right here, this was a few days after we moved into our home. And we were with Greg's family, his brother, his sister and brother in love. And when we turned around, it was the rainbow, right? So how many of you know what that means, right? God's promises.
Yes.
Right? God's promises. And we looked up in the sky, we said a rainbow. And you know, it was a lot to even just get into the home, but God made it happen. And this home, you can show the next slide, is the home that you see on the screen. And this is the home that this industry allowed us to be able to purchase cash. It was $2.6 million home. Woo! So we were able to purchase cash. And so,
yes, God.
What we wanted to leave with you today is, you know, as you're, and by all means, like this was our goal, you all. We're not saying that you have to go out and get a $2.6 million home cash. We're not saying that at all. But what we are saying is, as you build, as your money come in, be wise with it. And this is something that we've shared as we have traveled the world and just share our testimonies throughout the years. It's not about how much you make, but it is about how much you keep, and you are wise with it. We have seen people in this industry make millions of dollars. Things changed, things shifted, but they don't own anything.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's right.
This industry has allowed us an opportunity to be able to invest in real estate, purchase how many? 9 properties debt-free. We were able to do it debt-free. And I remember when we were even starting to make money and see money, and people begin to say, well, why don't you have this? Why don't you have the Louis Vuittons, right? You know, and I'm like, no, we are going to pay for our home cash first. All of that other stuff can come when we want it, but our priorities is on the vision. And so that's another thing that I wanted to leave with you. Don't allow anyone to get you off focus with the goals that you have set for you and your family.
Yes.
Again, as the money comes in, the team grows, the momentum gets high, the rates start to pop, save your money. And this is one of the things that we wanted to impart today based upon life experiences, because if we go back a few slides prior in the home that we had gotten into, because we were doing very well during that time, we ended up in a hard season, in a very hard, dry season, and we ended up on food stamps because we felt like we went ahead of time. And although God still allowed us to use that as a testimony, as a process, a season of process where he was processing us, where he was also testing us, we still probably went ahead too fast.
The one thing I'll leave you guys with before we finish is this home represents more than just this industry, but this home also represents a vision of ours. And I believe everybody in your household, you should have a vision for what you want to do, right? But this home represents a legacy. And we built the home in such a way in which it will be that legacy for our children and our grandchildren, okay? So this home represents a lot. And this is one of the reasons why we wanted to kind of show you this part of our story, so that you guys can see that. One, so it can inspire you, but two, so that you can now put your vision ahead of you. Start working towards accomplishing that. And like Lalika was saying, when you do start making the money here in Partner Co., not if, when. Be wise with the money you get.
Yes.
Before we close out, I just want to make a disclaimer, because some people may think that home was paid for by Partner Co. It wasn't. However, when we came to Partner Co., because we had to pivot from the company that we were in, we were able to sleep peacefully at night, and we were able to go in straight bill mode and not have to worry about the mortgage.
Right.
Because it was paid for in cash. So thank you all for allowing us to share.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much. And we definitely pray that there's really connection. All right, so now next coming to the stage, we want to bring somebody, guys, that's near and dear to us. She is our